Well, it's time now for Media Watch here on France 24. Joining me for that is Florence Villeminot. Welcome along, Florence.
Good evening.
We're going to be talking about how web users are reacting in China to this Communist Party Congress that's going on, this once-in-a-decade leadership transition and this meeting of all their party leaders.
Well, I think it's interesting to note, first off, that the term, the 18th Congress has been censored on Weibo, which is often referred to as the Chinese Twitter. In fact, there are twice as many users on Weibo. Now, Chinese users have tried to get around this censorship by using words and characters that look and sound like Congress. But a lot of posts have been taken down by censors. Now, some websites have taken screen grabs of these controversial postings before they were taken down, but there's this cat and mouse game between authorities and web users.
Which is interesting because it's the first time in a Congress that web users have been authorized to actually comment on it online, but then not fully either.
They're not fully either. So, as I said, though, some websites have screen grabs of them, including our own France 24 Observer's website, and in an article on our website, as you can read, they've pointed out that a lot of Weibo users are what's buzzing right now is this. It's the fact that there are all these bizarre restrictions and security measures that have been put in place in Beijing. Like, this is a photo that was put up on Weibo in a toy shop because Beijing residents can no longer buy remote-controlled planes. So this is a sign that says anyone who buys a mini aircraft must register your real name. And another thing that Beijing residents can't buy anymore are kitchen knives. And here's another photo that's on Weibo where you see a shop where there used to be kitchen knives, and it says, apologies, all kitchen knives have been are not being sold right now.
So if you need to do some cooking, you're just going to have to...
You can have to wait.
Yeah.
Also, another bizarre thing is that taxi drivers have been forced to take off the passenger side window handles inside their taxis. So here's a photo here. You can see there's a bolt there where there used to be a handle. Also, on the more sophisticated automatic buttons, they put this kind of screen there, so people in taxis can't roll down their windows. The idea is that they could throw leaflets and propaganda out the window.
Right, so they're really trying to batten down all the hatches there and make sure nothing untoward happens during this Congress. We're going to move on now to another popular topic, also on Chinese social media sites, I understand, the US election. What are people saying about that in China?
Well, web users in China are really almost obsessed about the US election, it seems. Yesterday there were 25 million messages on Weibo, and a lot of commentators are saying that it seems that even though there's this shift in power in China, it seems like Chinese web users are actually more interested and glued to what was going on in the US. And one commentator actually said that it was political porn for Chinese web users because they're seeing this and commenting on this election that they long for and comparing it to their own system. For instance, here's a tweet, not a tweet, a comment on Weibo where you see this. It says, in the US election, you find out that Obama won at the last minute and Mitt Romney called to congratulate him. In the Chinese election, you know 1 year in advance who won and who's lost, and the loser's family is in jail. And so this, of course, refers to Bo Xilai, who was once upon a time a favorite within the Chinese party and had a spectacular fall from grace this year.
So pointing out the contrast there. What else are they making of the US election?
In the media today, a lot of comments still about the U.S. election. There's an interesting piece in the Huffington Post today that looks at power in general, and I guess what you could call the price of power for politicians. And here you see this striking photo of Barack Obama. That's him back in 2008, 2012, and perhaps in the next coming years. Now, this is in reaction to this week's cover of Bloomberg Business. Here it is. Now, don't worry, this is a photoshopped
I was going to say, I saw him just the other night, and he looked a little fresher than that, even after the election campaign.
And this article has a bunch of other photos of aged politicians, or in fact, well, here's Obama again, so you can see the difference between 4 years ago and today.
It does take its toll, doesn't it?
It does take its toll. Also, I guess a little bit less pessimistic. His family. I was really surprised to see his daughters, how much they'd grown in 4 years.
They've really grown up.
And here's Nicolas Sarkozy before and after his presidential term.
Yeah, a few more grays there.
A few more grays. François Fillon, his prime minister. The Clintons. Angela Merkel, she also has taken a toll.
She's not changed that much,
She's still right. But the one who really hasn't changed at all is Silvio Berlusconi. It almost seems like he has fewer wrinkles than he used to.
I wonder how that happened. All right, leaving that aside, we're going to be talking about Mitt Romney. He lost the presidential election, of course, but he's still getting a lot of attention in the media.
That's right, especially a website that his team was planning to put on if he had been elected. Now, this transition website, unfortunately, was put online by accident 24 hours after he lost.
Oops.
So, whoops, it was quickly taken off the internet. But this website, the Political Wire, took some screen grabs, and here it is, the president-elect. And there you see a very impressive photo of Mitt Romney with an American flag. That quote, "I'm excited about our prospects as a nation. My priority is to put people back to work in America." Now, if you see down here, there's some other screen grabs from that website. Here's a page that's asking people to, if they want to join the administration, they can apply for jobs. And also, he was going to invite people to the inauguration there on the 21st of January.
Imagine some poor aide in the Romney campaign might have got fired after that. Very quickly, wrapping up for us, some internet goers also poking fun at Romney's concession speech.
That's right. It's an alternative version, a singing version, and let's take a listen right now.
This may be the happiest day of my entire life. I promise you I'm definitely not crying inside because I'm still rich, filthy rich. Trust me, my strategy worked perfectly, didn't have one single glitch.
So it turns out that Mitt Romney might be doing just fine, and perhaps was a little relieved, according to this video, to not have won.
Oh, well, we hope he is. And I actually thought it was a very gracious concession speech from him. Anyway, thanks very much. Florence Rubino there with tonight's Media Watch. Well, stay tuned. The very latest international news coming up.